Omat, precious brothers. How are we today?
Fine, thank you. Good, thank you very much.
What is happening in this dimension?
Well, what we've been talking to Jennifer and Peter, or I've been talking to Jennifer and Peter, and we've been talking about the years, the idea of doing regular video chats with you, because of course everyone's got lots of questions and they don't get to see you one-on-one. So people who get to see you one-on-one get to experience it, but by doing video, you're viral and you get to share the experience with many other people.
I don't know if I wish to be viral, but however...
Expanded to the multitude.
We are here, brother, to expand love and inspiration to everyone who wishes to receive it from us.
Yeah.
That is all we are asking.
Yeah. Well, inspiration. I think it's inspiration, and I think it's also educational as well.
Understand, inspiration stands for in your spirit. In spirit, inspiration.
Okay. Well, that's what really comes to the first question, because I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I said, I'm going to see Jennifer, Peter and Min, and we're going to do questions. And they said, well, who's Min? And I said, well, Min is, I wasn't quite sure how to describe you. So if we were to ask who you are, how would you describe yourself?
That is a very big question, brother. And could be complicated, but we shall keep it simple.
Yes.
And understand, I mean, say we.
Yes.
For we are an aspect of you as you are an aspect of us. And in the truth of oneness, we are all one. However, within that oneness, within this ball of magnificence called consciousness, each frequency is slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
Different frequencies have different levels of awareness.
Yes.
Now, if I was to describe myself, my awareness through my evolution within oneness has become expanded, but I will tell you why. It is because I have been communing with such beautiful beings as the human being. This is what has expanded my consciousness.
Right.
I prefer to be nameless, but we understand that the human mind needs an identity.
Makes you tangible to the humans.
That is it.
Yes.
So I chose the name Min, which in your language, M-I-N stands for Master in Nature.
Oh, okay.
So we have come to assist you to harness your natures, your human natures. Not to control your human natures,
Mm-hmm.
but to understand them, harness them, and celebrate them.
Okay.
For have you not each had battles with what you believe to be good or bad natured beings?
Every day sometimes, yes, I do, yes.
And do you not use this expression, she has a good nature, he has a bad nature?
Mm-hmm.
You are in fact an aspect of Mother Earth and her nature, her natural state of being. Now, because of the programming that has been placed upon the minds of you humans, you have forgotten your natural state of awareness in the truth of oneness. You have forgotten your natural connection to Mother Earth and the elements that make up your biological bridges and the biological bridge of your Earth. And we are here to assist you to remember what majesty and magnificence you are. Now also understand, I have been named within the great temples of Egypt. But there was misunderstandings there, and from my first transmission, what is it, brother? 7 years perhaps?
Yeah, close, yes.
All right.
Thanks.
7 years ago, I said I had disdain for the Egyptians, for in fact, They took the truth that was meant for all souls upon this planet and they kept it to themselves. They kept it secret. Secret societies were created and these are still upon your planet. Do you understand that those pyramids were built for several reasons, one of which was for humans to be activated by the star systems above? They were covered in pure gold. They activated the pineal gland within the human brain to open up the master cell. You are all meant to be connected as one and connected to everything seen and unseen by you. In truth, there is no separation. And many of you knew us when we walked in the first temple upon your planet. And the first temple, brothers, was when you walked in truth as one with this planet, with star and with stone, creating in every moment of every moment.
Can I ask a question here? When you say we walked with you and you use the word us, who exactly was us? Were you from another planet?
Or us as an entity, or us as me as a corporate. I should answer the question.
Go ahead.
Well, my interpretation, and I'm using the same interpretation as Abraham Hicks, that you give the name of Min, but you are not one, you are many as a cooperative or as a group.
That is true.
Yes, so that's why you mean
But
us.
each of you are part of that group.
Again, I did some automatic writing, which gave me a shock the other week, and I said, who are you? And he said, I am God, I am love, I am light, I am energy, I am you. And I went, ooh. You know, so we're all connected.
So you have just answered the question, who is me?
Oh, okay.
You see the joy in this? It is so simple. Your minds wish to have stories and complications.
Yeah, I suppose, but we still try and draw it down, because you say, how old are you? And you could say, well, I'm as old as I always have been. Yes?
Understand, each of you has been coming and returning to this planet for the last 35,000 years, minimum.
35,000 years, right?
Now, all the way back then, when the temples were begun to be built, and the statues and icons were placed on your planet, let us just say that they were to real scale. Now, as you have dwarfed your consciousness, you have dwarfed your physical bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So the statues you see at the gates of great temples that are 60
Huge.
foot high, you are all that huge.
Oh. We're all giants. There is a story about that.
Well, it depends what your perception is. We in fact see you as midgets.
As midgets, okay. Isn't there a story about giant people once inhabiting the earth? No, that's another story. All right, well, if that's the case, well, if I can jump back in, obviously Jennifer isn't the first person you've had contact with in a human existence. Because we talk about Seth. Seth is another entity or energy that appears to different people over years. So is Jennifer is not the first time you've appeared, or you say ancient Egypt?
It is the first time I have come through the consciousness of human flesh.
Right.
It is the first time I have come through to commune in a physical body. Now, I have walked this planet once.
In a human body?
Well, sort of a human body.
Okay.
Let us call it a light body, a holographic body.
Mm-hmm.
For understand, as you fell from your own grace, from the truth of what you are, you began to become solid.
Dense, yes.
Dense.
That's
Now
another
the
question.
light is still in there,
Yes.
but it has been constricted through your constricted beliefs. For is it not true what you think you become?
Yes. Yes.
So how do you all feel fragile, vulnerable,
Yes.
weak, depressed.
All at different times.
That is what the physical body has become.
Mm-hmm.
Depressed in its size, often weak in its foundation,
Mm-hmm.
because that is what you have been programmed to believe you are. But this is not truth.
Okay. Well, yeah, okay. But let's get back to you. You walked the earth back then, because I remember Jennifer and Peter went over to Egypt and they saw pictures which reminded or some reference to you. So you were visible at that time over in Egypt. I want to talk about you.
All right. Many stories come down the line through generations and generations.
Mm-hmm.
I did not walk the planet at the time of ancient Egypt. I have always said I was a pre-Egyptian god. They took the creation story, if you choose, of which I was a part, and manipulated it to their benefit.
You mean the Big Bang, the creation of the world?
Yes.
Right.
So the kings, the pharaohs, have me carved with them against my will upon their temples, saying they are the flesh and blood of me.
That's ego. There we go.
Yes, they wished for power.
Mm-hmm.
But we did not understand the main heads or symbols of consciousness within Egypt, such as myself, such as Isis,
Mm-hmm.
such as Thoth,
Mm.
are real consciousnesses that came to this planet.
As you did it as an energy force.
Yes.
But someone had to see you to create those images, or did they see them in their head? Did they see them with their eyes, or did they see them?
Each of you who come to us now saw us then. You were there then.
I don't remember.
Everything is magnetic, and we are here to remind you of this.
Yes.
For understanding your human evolution, you are going back into the consciousness of the first temple,
Yes.
when everything was filled with grace and love and truth and desire and oneness.
Mm-hmm.
Now it is not going to take 35,000 years to come back to this. You can come back to this in this now moment and begin to create it here, now.
Mm.
You understand
I
what
do.
I'm saying?
I do.
Now if how shall we say, when I first came into Starlight's consciousness, she said my ego mind needs an identity to attach to.
Yes.
And I said to her, see me as the higher self of Lord Pan. Now Lord Pan, within the pagan system, the original religion if you choose, which was in honour of Mother Earth, saw Pan as the god of fertility, saw Pan as the lover of Mother Nature,
Mm-hmm.
saw Pan as the male force of right will, of true action, of sexuality. That is why I am seen on these temples with this phallus, but what they are missing is the truth. The phallus, in fact, is the will of God to merge with the goddess, to merge inside of her. You see what we say?
Mm-hmm.
In sacred sexual acts, and in the truth of oneness, you split yourselves into male or female form
Mm-hmm.
to relive the ritual, if you choose, of the merging of God with Goddess.
Okay. That's very interesting.
Even though you are repressed in your bodies and constricted, the sacredness and the symbology of your physical bodies still remains the same.
It's just been slightly altered as...
Slightly altered,
Okay, right.
slightly tainted.
Tainted, right, okay. We haven't got off it. Any other things we can push back to there? Because the thing about beginning of the earth, that's another conversation in itself, isn't it?
That is definitely another conversation.
That's a conversation, yeah.
Mm.
But, so, you've always been here, your energy, you would not call yourself an entity, of course not, that would be, no, because Min is Min. Min is energy, Min has always
Min
been
is
here.
energy, and Min is here to be of service to humanity, to assist it in its evolution and in its human nature.
Okay. And Min, like Jennifer, has the opportunity to work through you or work with you. Should Jennifer die, which you will one day, and come again, as we are supposedly all going to be reborn, will you come through again through Jennifer, just as in another suit, or that's too far ahead? Interesting question.
That is too far ahead, brother.
Okay.
However, each of you do have contracts with the invisible, with invisible consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
You, dear brother, said you wrote something the other day.
I did. I got surprised myself. Yes.
Understand, in truth, this is an aspect of yourself. For in the truth of oneness, like attracts like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jennifer is an aspect of me as I am of her.
Mm-hmm.
So there is, let us say, in your human terms, your higher self.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is your God self. Then there is, beyond that, cannot be put into words. Because even to have the concept of God is a limitation of God.
Because it's beyond our...
It is even beyond God's concepts of itself.
Okay.
No wonder it doesn't know what it is.
That is right.
That's kind of humbling in itself, isn't it?
That is where you all get into trouble, brother, asking the question, who am I?
Well, we didn't really get a definitive answer, but I'm happy with what we got. So that's a pretty good one to start with, isn't it?